Today, Mayor Karen Bass released her proposed $12.8 billion budget. Pardon me, let me just get there. For the next fiscal year, it comes as the city faces, $12.8 billion. It comes as the city faces a nearly $500 million deficit and includes $65 million in cuts to her signature homelessness program, Inside Safe. The LAPD would see $138 million in additional funding. The proposal now goes to the city council for revisions and approval. All this comes just a day after a shocking break-in at the mayor's official home.
I am fine. My family is fine. And we are going to do everything we can to keep Angelenos safe. And I believe our budget makes significant contributions and investments toward keeping Angelenos safe.
Now, the break-in happened early Sunday. Police say the suspect, 29-year-old Ephraim Hunter, broke a glass door while Bass and her family were inside. Hunter reportedly made it to the second floor, causing Bass to hide. Hunter was booked on suspicion of burglary. He was previously charged with kidnapping and attempted murder back in Massachusetts.
With more on all of this, we're joined by LA Magazine's John Regardie. John, welcome back. The mayor was already scheduled to do a briefing today on the budget. It didn't seem like she wanted to talk about this attack at her home.
Absolutely not, Alex. She was asked about this multiple times in different ways. Every time she essentially said the investigation is ongoing. As your clip showed there, she did say, I am fine, my family is fine, but she would not reveal any additional details except to say that she does feel that Los Angeles is a safe city. People tried. She was not going there.
Well, and, you know, as just mentioned, she is allotting $138 million in additional funding for LAPD and wants to increase the number of officers by about 500, if I'm not mistaken, from 8,800 sworn officers to 9,300 by next year. Meantime, less money for LAFD, and we've reported on some significant problems within LAFD. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, she absolutely continues to push public safety, and you know she's always since she ran for mayor, she was like, "I am not going to defund the police. I recognize that this is something that Angelenos want." Now, the big problem she has is that although she has allocated additional money for the hiring of police officers, although the city council approved raises for officers, it's been really hard to hire police officers. She said that the budget wants to go from 8,878 sworn funded personnel at the end of this fiscal year to by July 1st, 2025, 9,084. Can they get there? Hard to tell. It's been hard to hire police officers in the city and across the entire country.
Meanwhile, you know, the biggest issue that everybody talks about is homelessness. Her biggest line item was this Inside Safe program, and they're actually going to spend less money on it next year.
And not only are they spending less on that, you know, from about $250 million to $185 million, but when I asked the mayor, you know, what's happening with overall homelessness spending, last year there was about $1.2 million. It was a bombshell. They said that there's only going to be about $900 million spent allocated in the budget for the upcoming year. Now, there's a bunch of caveats, of course. There are, you know, discussions that, well, you know, some of that was money for a housing bond, and, you know, the housing units are being built, so we don't need as much. They said for Inside Safe. You know, we've learned a lot in the first year, so we don't need as much ramping up. We're actually aiming to right-size the program, but you know, they've got it all in this budget summary right here. The summary itself is about 60 pages. The whole budget's over 500 pages. There's a lot going on, but yes, homelessness is being closely watched.
And one of the big things they talked about during a briefing this morning is this idea that they had spent a lot of money last year buying the Mayfair Hotel downtown. Now they've already spent that money, so they don't have to spend money on buying another hotel. Part of the reason they can spend less money this year.
Can I just quickly add this, John, and we're running out of time, but you know, you've covered City Hall for many years. Is it typical protocol that a security detail is not there covering the Getty House where the mayor resides?
I was very surprised to hear that, and I've been trying to talk with others about this, and there's generally a lot of surprise, misunderstanding of how this situation could have arisen. I think you're right, Marla. This is a question that really needs an answer that we have not heard the answer to that yet.
Yeah, I've always seen in the past, whenever I'm there during regular business hours, that there is usually a security detail there, but maybe that doesn't happen on the weekends or overnight. I don't know, but we'll have to get more details on that. John Regardie, thank you so much. Great to see you.
Thank you, Alex. Thank you, Marla.
On to another